Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? Welcome to this beautiful Monday new moon in Gemini. Maybe for some of you will be Tuesday, the new moon. But today we have this wonderful all signs, all 12 signs, new moon energies here, right? So because the new moon is in Gemini, we will start with Gemini, right? And then we move all the way to Taurus, okay? So, because we are talking about astrology based the new moon, I suggest that firmly first you check your rising ascendant sign and then the sun and then the moon to have a more holistic way of what is going on, right? So, with all that said, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and for letting me know if this makes sense to you. And with that said, let's get started with Gemini. Let's see, starting with the Oracle, what is coming up for Gemini for new moon in Gemini. So we got 3 cards here. I'll take how many cards? Well, hopefully not 10 for any of you, right? So first we have perception, right? So this new moon, it's bringing makes a lot of sense. New moon, it's bringing a lot of perception. Okay, you understanding a lot of things that allow you to come into balance. Look at that beautiful thing, divine masculine, divine feminine, right? The blue and the red here. So we have this beautiful synergy of energies, right? The plus and the minus. So understanding, and just because we're seeing minus doesn't mean that the negative side, it doesn't mean that it's something negative, right? It's just the opposites, right? The opposites. We could be talking with this balance also in terms of yin yang, right? Now the interesting thing is like there's a massive lizard here at the bottom, right? They do connect with protection as well, right? So we have a lot of nature here coming up towards you. We have birds, we have so many things here that resonate with this perception. It really feels like it comes from the perception. And then the third card we have revolution. So through this is so beautiful, through your perception, through your balance, you understand things, you understand how one adds to the other one, so then you can make a revolution. Now revolution doesn't mean anything crazy here, but it means that you have a better understanding, right? And you understand the consequence of something, you understand when you do something, what can happen or what might not happen, right? Taking advantage and taking responsibility and ownership for your decisions and for how much information you have, right? Like I'm having the sense of some people, you can't go back and say, I didn't know that, because you knew it was there, right? You just didn't open the book. That's a weird message, but that's what it's coming up, right? So paying attention, perception is very, very strong. Now the interesting thing about this perception is like there's a big sign here on the third eye, so it could come from the third eye, right? um it could come here right on the third eye as well, right? Something opening up. It could be your intuition opening up more, right? So what is the tarot bringing to you here? 10 and 9 of wands. Again, like I was saying, something is ending. You can go back and say, oh, I didn't know. Something here, there's something here, like the truth always comes out. Okay, so watch out for that. The truth always comes out sooner or later. The truth always comes out. How is this working in favor of Gemini? How is this working in favor of Gemini? It's for your departure. This could be a trip, this could be you going somewhere, this could be, again, the Six of Swords also talks about the knowledge, right? It's about taking the knowledge and moving forward toward your balance. So there's something here. I could be talking to people like they are going towards the next level, the adventure somewhere else, a new career, a new job, a new business, a new relationship, whatever it is, right? You already have a lot of information, so use your information wisely, right? When you make this revolution. And this revolution even brings me the sense of revelation, Okay, so stay tuned to that. It's really nice energy for Gemini. And we move on to Cancer. Hi, Cancer. How are you? Thank you so much for being here. Once again, I'll suggest you check first your ascendant, rising sign, and then the sun and the moon. So let's get started here for Cancer. What do they need to know with this sacred earth oracle? Let's see. They're very hard, this card. So let's see if anything else wants to come out. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to take two for you. So we have efficiency and expectation. Okay. So we have efficiencies here. So we're talking about you working on something, right? Because you see, she's here from Nature's Beautiful, and it's like she's practicing how to manipulate the fire, right? How to manipulate the fire. So it takes a lot of um, efficiency, right? So it could be talking to certain Cancer here that this new moon brings you the sense of you knowing like expertise about something, right? So because you have the expertise about something, you can expect here with the expectations the very best outcome. Now look at the beautiful thing here. The fire and the sun here, quite similar the colors, right? So there's something here that your efficiency that you assume you're working on the small brings the massive expansion. I'm even changing the words here from the cards, but that's just what I'm feeling here today, right? So, whatever you're working on, whatever you're doing amazing. Okay, I feel this is a reminder of this new moon. There could be reminders to you like this is also about your value and how you see yourself and how you expect people to see you. Because we could also be talking about you're doing something like this just very much for yourself and you're expecting everyone to see it. So, if this is your expectations, work on that, right? Get so efficient that that's exactly what comes up. I'm having a lot of sense of taking ownership of your life for for this new moon in Gemini, right? Now, let's see what the tarot brings to you. Queen of Wands. Yes, fire again. There's a lot of fire for Cancer here. Eight of Wands, something moving faster. There could be communication coming up. This could be from another person. This could be you manipulating the energy. So, okay, another three. Okay, I'll take that. So that you may want to connect with someone. And isn't that interesting? Because we were talking about you seeing something and moving, and then, expand. We have the moon. We have the Queen of Wands, the Eight of Wands, the moon, the Eight of Swords, and the Hangman. Okay, this hangman makes a lot of sense here from just what I said, the last thing. If you want something to expand, then make sure that you do it, right? See things from a different perspective. If you want to build a castle, you know, you start small, but you go into, let's say, for example, you need to plan that, right? You need a plan, you need the architecture of it. So, and you need to, the macro needs to go into micro ones, right? So small details. So going back into the small details, because this could even be a small detail to what you are expecting to build, right? Something massive, something beautiful here, right? She looks very happy looking at what she created here. Okay, Queen of Wands, she is the witch of the tarot. So this could be, I could be talking to witches, warlocks here. I could be talking to people that they try to speed up the process here of something, okay, or they are working towards that. It can be now, this is actually your card, so this could be just a confirmation that this is definitely the card for you to keep moving forward, right? The moon also connects with, I'm not sure if I should go or not. It keeps moving forward, right? So keep moving forward because you look here, all of them are going towards the pillars here, which to me gives me the sense of 1-1, like a portal to the other side. So now remember, the lobster here, the story of the lobster is that it has to leave behind, just like the snake, right? Leave behind the old skin, all the the particles that they need to leave to grow, right? Because otherwise they're just going to shrink there. So there's something here saying, I need to grow. And for me to grow, I need to leave the past behind. I need to become more efficient. So I need to leave that version of me that it was just like, okay, a miracle is going to happen. No, put in the work, right? Do the work. Manipulate the energy for the highest good of all, as always, right? Because there's something here that could make you feel stuck. Okay, it could make you feel stuck. So get rid of that energy. Isn't that interesting? I just mentioned about building a castle, and there's literally a castle here behind. Right, in this card. So rather than just focusing on the bigger picture, how am I going to make that, focus on the small bits of it, right? And I feel that's what the hangman is connecting with here, right? Just like we were talking before, small tasks towards the final product. Okay, it's not about the final, it's the journey, right? It's the journey that is important here. So that's a very interesting message for Cancer. So we move on to Leo. Thank you so much, Cancer. Have a great day. And hello, Leo. How are you doing? Thank you so much for being here, for showing up for this beautiful moment of this new moon in Gemini. Please check your ascendant rising sign first, sun and moon, to get a more holistic understanding of what is going on with these messages. So this is for Leo. Let's see. Okay. So we have patterns. Oh, we have 4 cards for you today. We have patterns. We have potential. We have heat and preservation. This is absolutely beautiful here. So we have patterns. So there could be something here coming up to the surface for Leo with regards to patterns, where this is your patterns or patterns from the past, from other ones that pass it on to you, and you're starting to understand and you're starting to see we have a massive connection with your inner guidance, your inner compass, your inner child, okay? Because these patterns could be what is blocking you, right? This person doesn't look very happy here. Do you see that? She's just looking back, and there could be some stuff that you're like, if only I knew. You are exactly where you need to be right now, right? It all depends about your expansion. What do you want to do in this lifetime, right? What kind of expansion your soul is wanting to get. And that's exactly what is coming up here, right? Because then we have potential. So as you understand the patterns, you have the potential to make it different if they don't resonate with you. If these are patterns that are keeping you stuck, which it looks like that's what is happening here, right? So this person, it's coming from a sad face, kind of regretful face or something like that, into, let me see how this works. And you actually see the inner child kind of curious, like, what is she on about? What is he on about, right? Because it could be a man and a woman, even though it shows a picture of a woman, but it's just the energy that we're reading here, right? So you actually see this child here. And I don't feel the child is scared. I feel the child is, okay, where are we going? Right? Just trying to understand what is going on. I love this potential card after the patterns. It makes a lot of sense to me when it comes to when we understand something that doesn't serve us anymore. And we're like, okay, so because I can acknowledge, I can actually put myself out and I have the potential to change it, right? And this is where the heat comes up here and the angelic energy comes in, because someone here is connecting with the energy, is connecting with the vibration, is connecting with the all, and is using that with the heat, because heat, also the fire, burns what doesn't serve, right? And we start talking about patterns that don't serve you anymore. So there you go. This is where the heat comes up here, right? And it's interesting because it's like this angel is healing itself, right? Look at the hands here in the back. It really feels like Reiki healing, right? Completely healing here, which is one of the very important chakras. We get a lot of information, and whether this is positive or not, maybe the patterns here as well, right? So it's putting the heat on the self. Remember, we're talking about manipulating the energy. So you work on yourself to shift that, because you know you are here to preserve the version of you. We can also be talking here, now this is very specific, we can also be talking here about womb healing, about patterns that come from the moment that you were inside your mother's womb, whether you know your biological mother or not, right? But there's something here that there could be the need to go back, and this could be the healing that you need. This could be the heat, the warmth that you need. Maybe you didn't have that warmth when you were over there, right? Or you did have, and you want to return to that sense of nurturing, of preservation. Maybe life happens, once you come out, and it's just this feels it feels uncomfortable. Everything feels uncomfortable. Society is so weird. What is going on, right? So there's a big potential. This new moon is bringing a huge potential for you to heal self and let go of old patterns, right? And now I'm getting another thing that this could even be if you are close to, maybe a healer or something, they can help you doing that, right? They can guide you to do that, right? Yes, Four of Pentacles. There's some attachments. Again, the attachments are coming up from that patterns there. Three of Wands, the Magician, manipulate, right? The energy. Four of Cups. Let's see if anything else wants to come out. Uh, Even though I like that 4 and 4. So we got two more. Okay. Page of Cups in the Tower. Perfect. So breaking free from something that doesn't serve you anymore, right? Because you are not the person you used to be while you were here, but you will create what you want to have around you. This is very beautiful. So we come from the Four of Pentacles, again, holding on to tight to something that doesn't serve, maybe a value, right? It doesn't have to be financial, but it could be a value. It could be a feeling or something that someone told you, you have to do this. No, you don't, right? You can do whatever you want. You can do, you can, you have unlimited ways of creating something, right? If someone told you you can only do it one way, no, forget about it, right? How many tarot readers do you have on the channel, on the platform, right? Well, on the channel, just me, but on the platform, thousands and thousands of readers, right? We all read differently because we all connect with the energy from the knowledge and from the inner knowledge as well. So we'll always have same cards, same group of cards, but a different outcome, right? Different words, different languages. Everything can be different, right? So if someone tells you can only be done one way, by all means, don't don't trust that person, right? So Three of Wands here. And I like that with the Magician, right? So the two together really talk about manipulating the energy, make it happen, manifestation happen to the highest level, right? As above, so below. And look at that infinite symbol. We were talking about infinite ways of doing something. There's a confirmation. Didn't even realize that, to be honest with you, right? And then we have this Four of Cups. So it's like someone is just waiting. What if I want to change something, but I don't want to do anything about it? I will say this very strongly. You may not do anything externally, but you're working with the energy. So you're working internally. So, yes, it is happening, right? And you might hear from people, well, if you want to change something, you have to do it yourself. I am doing it. You just don't see it, but I'm doing it, right? Believe me that I'm doing it because I definitely see that some people will come from, I'm just minding my own business, to I'm breaking free from everything, breaking free from absolutely everything. So be ready to revisualize here. I see a lot of change, a potential to change massively here, right, Leo? So that's the message for this new moon for you. So thank you so much for being here. And we move on to Virgo. Hi, Virgo. How are you? Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for showing up. This is the new moon in Gemini. Please check, first of all, your rising or ascendant sign, and then the sun, and then the moon. So let's see what is coming up for Virgo. We have space, which is absolutely beautiful. A lot of cards are coming with the fire colors. So we could be having a lot of lower chakra energies as well. Okay, they're very, very thick in this card. That's why it's so hard to get them out. We have surface and we have clarity. Beautiful. So we come here with the space card first, right? So I could be connecting to people. They're starting to understand, having asking questions about the universe, about the space. How much space am I using in this planet, in this universe? How many universes are out there? The vast that you can actually see around. It's like, am I that big? Or am I just a tiny dot in the universe? Like, what am I doing here? I'm having the sense of making a lot of questions that where I could be connecting to people. They have been living a very superficial kind of life because nothing to criticize or judge here, because you have been taught and shown that some maybe you live around people that they live that way, right? And you never question, you just follow through. Potentially were raised that way, you don't ask questions, you do what you're told, right? Especially if I'm talking to females here, right, to women. um, there's this big sense of you don't ask questions, you're just a good girl, you follow society, you follow what I tell you to do, and that's it, right? You can't ask back, you can't ask questions. So I'm seeing someone here just stepping out of that type of energy and just starting to ask questions. Who am I? What am I doing here? What is this place? Is this home? So I have a lot of um, asking questions, and it's beautiful because we have this surface here, right? So it's like they're just on the surface of the water, but you don't really see the whole body, right? So there's other parts that are very deep. There are other parts of you that you are not connecting with. So this new moon in Gemini can very strongly bring a kind of, I'm hearing a life crisis, not in terms of, oh, I lived my whole life like this or that. No, but in terms of curiosity. And it could be, of course, because, the world is opening more to understanding and accepting there are other galaxies out there and there are other beings and different planets and all. And we just have to understand that and accept that as it is, right? Not just planet Earth is the only one that has people inhabiting there. No, it doesn't work that way, right? But anyway, that will be a different story here. Let's come back to the reading. And then we have this clarity, right? Now, I love this clarity. There's a moth here. Is it one or two? It's one. It's a beautiful one. It even feel like it's growing. There's two actually. There's one here. There's one here as well. Yes, it's absolutely beautiful. And this even feels like amethyst, right? About your intuition, your connection with the divine, connection with all of that. It's very healing as well, right? And protective as well. So we have a lot of protection as this person is getting clarity. So we could be having people understanding how the world works, like maybe universal laws and all of that. It's very mystical, this for Virgo. I mean, it makes a lot of sense, but a lot of Virgos, at least the ones that I know, they tend to be very closed off to this type of energy. It's very much down to earth, which makes sense, right? Very much down to earth. It's like, I don't want to know anything else but where I'm stepping, you know, that I have my shoes on, which you should have barefoot as much as you can. That's already something that you could do. Um, so let's see what the tarot wants to bring you here. Very interesting energy. Yeah, Six of Cups, Ten of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. Beautiful. What else here? What else for Virgo? This is for Virgo. Is there anything else that wants to come out? Oh, it looks like, oh no. Oh my God, Ten of Cups, Five of Pentacles. Let's get one more if possible. That is it. Beautiful. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Swords. So this could be, you getting a lot of messages while you are asleep, while you're resting, while you're going somewhere, right? Contemplating. Now, we could be like we're talking about, asking questions and all of that. So this could be sort of an awakening here through your senses. Or it could be someone It could be someone that starts to talk to you about something, or we could be talking about the end of a connection, the end of something, right? The rupture of some situation here. I kind of feel some of you could actually have this sense of I've been lied to my whole life about who I am. There's that's a life crisis thing that we were talking about, right? So of course it's going to be different for all of you. Now then we also have the Ace of Pentacles. So this rupture with the past kind of gives you the open door to your happiness, because you do have the Ten of Cups here, right? There's an opportunity here. Look at that one. And if we close the zero, 1 and 1, right? So there's a big opportunity here. But that opportunity can only happen when you start to understand that the answers are inside of you, and everything that happened in the past, it was necessary for your evolution, for you to understand that there's more than just what you see on the surface, because you need to get more clarity of what is going on. So this moon is coming up sort of not opening your eyes, but opening doors, opening portals. Remember the 1 1, opening portals here, so that you understand that just because someone was stabbing you in the back doesn't mean that everyone will do that, right? Because then you have actually the opportunities here for you. So we could even be talking here actually for Virgo in terms of a breakup, and that just kind of shakes you up and you open doors and see how that person, especially when it comes to love, how that person, romantic one actually, how that person was keeping you stuck, was hurting you, and you actually have the most beautiful connection waiting for you, right? But for that to happen, you need to understand and you need to look ahead. You need to look inside of you, what you deserve and what you are looking for, not so much from what doesn't what's not existing anymore around me. Okay, so that's a nice, interesting message for Virgo. That's what I have for you guys. Thank you so much for being here. And we move on to Libra. Hi, Libra. How are you? Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for showing up. Welcome to this new moon in Gemini reading for you. So let's see. Please check your rising ascendant sign first, and then the sun, and then the moon, to understand more, as these are general readings. So let's see what messages we have for Libra. So we have consistency. It's a beautiful card with the big sun here. Okay, I need something else. I need more cards. Yeah, thank you. We have specialization, one of my favorite cards in this deck in terms of imagery here. Okay, there's so much sacred geometry in this one. So I'll take this two, because it looks like they're just these two want to come up. Feels like the energy could be a little bit stuck for you. So there could be something you are resisting to change, or you're resisting to let go, okay? Some way, shape, or form. Consistency. We have consistency here. We do have the opposites, right? We have the moon, we have the sun. So the colors are changing, even birds, migrating birds as well. So we could be talking about the seasons, right? The changing of the seasons, which happens in our life as well, the changing of the season, right? So you actually see here the sun is massive, the moon is right there. So it feels like, I could be connecting to people. They're very consistent during the daytime, and they completely shut off during the night. I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? Especially if you're working a lot during the day, you need the night to rest, right? But we are talking about the new moon energy. So there could be something here. I feel like it's a result of your consistency, right? It's a result of you working on something. I mean, it makes sense, Libra, right? It's about the fairness, the equality, the being fair, whatever you do. And then we have this specialization. Now, look at that. How beautiful is that? She's putting her hands there. Whoa, what happened there? Right? So, there's a lot of butterflies here in this circle. So, all, right? We have the triangle up, we have the triangle down. So, we have all connections together here. We also have the moon here, right? And we have this parallel ones, which kind of feels like a portal as well, right? It feels like the all is kind of bringing um, connection to the moon, which makes a lot of sense. We're talking about the new moon here, right? Now, this specialization here is connecting with the transformation, right? The transmutation. Actually, it has, I believe it's an owl right here. Yes, it's an owl there, right? So the wisdom comes from the transformation. The wisdom comes from the consistency, working on yourself, letting go what doesn't serve, right? Taking action when it's the nighttime and rest and, divine masculine and feminine. Once again, we're talking about that. And now, another beautiful thing is like the heart here is like fire, right? So the heart here is working, is healing, is breaking, it's burning the past that doesn't serve, so it opens to the new, right? And that's exactly what happens to the butterflies, right? They got a caterpillar, they go into the cocoon, they suffer there until they finally break free, right? But it's painful. It's like this heart is burning here. It is painful, but there's a lot of connection, there's a lot of love around you. We have a lot of flowers, there's roses here as well, right? The lilies and all. So there's a lot of transformation from the heart. This is absolutely beautiful for Libra. I really, really love this energy. This energy definitely comes because you decided you want to change, you want to shift. Yes, 9 of Wands, you never give up on something. We could be talking about you didn't give up on you, even though there was some hard times in your life. Yes, 3 of Wands and the World. I'm even going to take just these 3 cards because I feel there's just so much here, right? So as we're talking about the consistency and the specialization, look at that, you not giving up, right? You don't give up. You know that you've been maybe struggling, going through a lot of challenges and blockages and all of that, and every time you take a step forward, someone comes and tries to take you down. It has been very, very hard for some people here. However, you know deep down that the ship is coming, right? There could have been storms, right? Let's put it storms in terms of your life. There could have been a lot of storms. There could have been a lot of situations. There could have been a lot of, nearly drowning, nearly failing. But then I stood up, right? So every time someone tried to take you down, you came up stronger. It's like, I can do this, I can do this. And yes, it can be tiring, exhausting, and all of that. But sometimes it happens, those moments that you just feel like, I'm just surrender. And that's where the transformation comes up, right? When you surrender, it just transmutes into this most beautiful butterflies that we see there, right? And that's exactly what the cards are telling you. The world is here, right? So it's definitely the end of a hard time, the end of this hardship, the end of this, I need to do more, I need to do more. No, it comes a time that is like, I've done so much that right now I'm just gonna let it go, because there's really not much that I can do rather than just wait. I can't pull the ship to arrive, so I just have to wait for it to arrive. So I'm just gonna, hold on to the case right now. So there's something very strong here. Look at that. We have 3 and 9 and number 21, 2 and 1, 3. So there's a lot of threes here for you, right? There's a lot of perfection, divinity, the connection, and all of that. Yes, of course, we go through a lot of challenges in our life, but they are part of our soul journey, right? They are part of it. So we can't really compare, oh, my life is so much harder than that person. I mean, we don't know what's going on in that person's life. Like, what kind of journey are they going through? We don't understand, right? So that's a beautiful reading for you, Libra. Thank you so much. And we move on to Scorpio. Hi, Scorpio. How are you? Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for showing up. This is your new moon in Gemini. I strongly recommend that you check first your ascendant, rising sign, and then the sun, and then the moon. So let's get started here. So we have reaction. Okay, what else do we have for Scorpio? Perspective and productivity. Wow. So we start here with this reaction, right? You see this person. I mean, there could have been something very hard happening in your life. I mean, we all go through challenges, right? Now there's something here because they are shedding tears. There is holding on to a flower, right? It kind of feels like a lotus flower here. And you know the lotus flower do come from the mud. So they come from a lot of dirt, a lot of pain, a lot of all of that until they come up so beautiful. So I'm sensing that I'm talking to people, they may have lost someone. If that's your case, I'm very sorry. Okay. And take the time to grieve, right? Don't assume that, society nowadays just goes into this lack of emotion when it comes to specific situations. So if that's the case, keep in mind that better days will come, but there's no other way to avoid emotion. The emotion is going to keep up, it's going to keep coming in different ways. The only way to work through the emotions is go through it, right? There is help for you out there. Just look for it. Okay. There's a lot of support out there, whether this is on the platform or through a therapist or something. There is help for you out there, right? Change the perspective, right? There's a whole, I feel this very strong that I need to repeat this. There's a whole new world out there ready to help you. If you can't find or you don't feel comfortable in opening up to the people that are surrounding you, go online, look for a different person, go to a different town, look for something different, right? Like I said, check on the platform, even if you want to look in a different language, if you don't feel comfortable, whatever it is, right? There is, oh, and I mean, nowadays you have a lot of resources. Make sure they are um, honest and true resources, right? Because you can find a lot of um, different things nowadays, right? And then we have productivity, right? Now, this is beautiful here, the productivity, because we have a mother and a child, right? Now, I can see this metaphorically as in you parenting your inner child. Remember, we're talking about, if you lost someone or you went through a big loss, and it could even be a financial loss, it could be something like that, you lost a job or a house or something. Of course it brings you a lot of pain, right? So grieving is not just when a dear one passes over to the other side back home, right? It's also about so many situations in your life. It could be a pet, right? It could be something like that. So we're connecting here about you parenting yourself so that when you work as one, your productivity is much better, right? There's something about the productivity here is when you work as one. And working as one, body, mind, and soul, is not just about the physical body, right? So let's see what else here with the tarot for you. Five, wow, yes. So Five of Wands, the Three of Swords, a lot of pain here. This could be, yes. Four of Wands here. So something good is coming out of this. The Death card, you're right here, right? You are right here, my people. And the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is coming quite a bit here for this new moon. So it's really that also that inspiration. Don't give up. You're nearly there. You're getting there. Don't you dare to give up now. So we start here with the Five of Wands and the Three of Swords. Yes, there could be something here that caused you a lot of pain. Now I could be seeing for some of you, maybe you lost a job or layoffs and all of that. There was a lot of competition here. There's a lot of struggle here. I'm talking to people like they've been going through a lot of struggle, right? But again, I want to reinforce that the Death card here brings me the sense of the hard part is done. Things are opening up now, right? Because you do have the Four of Wands. Now, the Four of Wands could very strongly be the announcement or something, a celebration, but we could also be talking about the move, relocation, moving somewhere else, because maybe you need to start over to move somewhere else. Like a lot of people, that happens, right? When there's a big loss, you need to go. And even when it's just not just like a breakup, it's a lot of emotions to deal with, but it's from a breakup. It's like, I need to step out of this place where all the energy is still stagnant here. I need to get out of here and move into a new place, right? So if you're looking for that, that is coming up, right? So don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on loving yourself even more. Remember, connecting, working with yourself, body, mind, and soul. I want to reiterate here, there's a lot of help out there. You don't have to force yourself to talk to someone that you don't feel comfortable with. Okay, there are free resources out there. There are people, ready to help you, community centers, all of that. So if that is something that you really need right now, and you may not have the means to book a tarot reading or a therapist or something, do check that for the time being. And then when you are financially available to, to book a session and all of that, by all means do it, okay? Even if you are a therapist, we could be talking to therapists, even to tarot readers here, right? Even if you are a therapist, we all go through stuff. We're all humans here. No one is perfect, otherwise we wouldn't be here, okay? So go easy on you, right? Go easy on you. Look at that. The sun will shine again, right? The sun will shine again. So that's what I have for you, Scorpio. Thank you so much for being here. And until next time, have a great new moon. And we move on to Sagittarius. Hi, Sagittarius. How are you doing, guys? I hope you're doing well. New moon in Gemini. Let's see what comes up for you. Do check, please, first your rising, ascendant sign, and then the sun, and then the moon. So, what is coming up for Sagittarius here for this new moon in Gemini? We have ready but waiting. Oh, come on. What are you waiting for? Okay. Three cards. We have absence, magnetism, and rediscovery. Again, the child is here. So we start with this beautiful ready but waiting. So there's someone here is healed, right? She's holding the dove here, but the dove is ready to go. But someone is holding it. I feel this is something about your freedom is just waiting for you to open your arms, because that's what you do, right? When you free a dove, you just open and they go, right? There's something here that is calling for you to open up. You're ready. It says here, ready but waiting. What are you waiting for? Are you waiting for a confirmation? Are you waiting for someone to tell you, yes, there's your sign. Yes, you can go, right? You can free yourself from someone, from old patterns, from people that told you that if you leave their home, their place, their life, you'll never be happy. Forget about that. You're here to do your thing. This is your soul journey, no one else's, right? Absence here. And there's a horse here. This is absolutely beautiful. Now, absence, look at that. She kind of feels like her eyes are closed there. We're coming to getting close, right? She can be absent from the outer world, but she's very connected to the inner world. And sometimes when you just connect very strongly with yourself, with who you are, with your self-love and all of that, people might have a tendency to say, you're very absent. Yes, I'm absent to you, but I'm connected to me, right? And that's a lot of times what is necessary. Of course, we need connection, networking, because we are human beings and human beings need connection to evolve, to grow. We are all one. We all know that, right? But we don't have to be surrounded by people. They're not good to us. We don't have to be surrounded by people that they're just waiting to know something private about your life so that the very small opportunity, they throw it back at you. And that's what I'm feeling here. You're ready but waiting. What are you waiting for? Are you waiting for them to say that you will never get out? Get out of there. Get out of there. Look at that magnetism here. Start focusing on what you want to attract, right? The magnetism, the place, the country, the job, the love, the relationship, the clients, the business, whatever it is, focus on that. Focus solely on that. Look at that rediscovery. And you see, there's a child, and inside a child, there's a small child. We all have a child inside a child inside a child, because we're all one and we all have, right? So this is the time for you to rediscover who you really are, your passions, your loves. And remember that you are the parent today. Even if you had not the most favorable parenting, you can reparent yourself, right? Become the adult that can take ownership, right? That can make the decision, that can do all of that. Okay. I had something pinching my arm, so there could be even something pinching you, like just go, right? You can totally do this, right? So let's see with the tarot what is also wanting to come out for you. So checking here this tarot for you, let's just get on for Sagittarius. Eight of Wands. So something here is going to start moving really fast after this new moon. Ace of Swords. The truth is coming out. You are speaking up. You are understanding something. There's a truth coming out. You're making a decision because the Lovers is here. Five of Pentacles. You are deciding to focus on your strengths. Whoa, Ace of Cups, Queen of Swords, and the Temperance. Yes, there's a lot of healing that is coming up for you. I feel like Page of Cups, the bottom of the deck. I feel like saying this is overdue right now. This break free, this all of that, because it's about time that you make a decision. I'm just gonna get out of here and I'm gonna follow through, right? You have the Queen of Swords here, so you are coming up very strong. But this is what's been happening, and this is what's been holding you back. You have two aces here, so this is an absolute confirmation for me that you're about to move forward, you're about to go. And even with the Eight of Wands here, we could be talking about traveling, we could be talking about the opportunity, because you finally decided, I am not staying here anymore. This is not the place for me. This is not the timeline for me. I am completely out of here. I am not allowing this kind of environment to hold me back anymore. I am ready. I was waiting, but not anymore. I'm going to open my arms and I'm going to just get going, right? I'm going to get going. So that's an incredible reading for you. I love this. I'm even going to leave it at that, because it's so powerful and it's so important that you just make a final decision. And remember that what you attract, right, flows back to you with your magnetism here. So maybe you want to look even online with regards to magnetism, hypnosis, all of that. So you get rid of the stuff they're holding you back, so you can speed up the process too. What is yours to claim, right? So thank you so much, Sagittarius. That is for you. And we move on for Capricorn. We still have a few signs all the way to Taurus here. So hello, Capricorn. How are you? Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for showing up. This is your new moon in Gemini. So please check first and foremost your rising ascendant sign, and then the sun, and then the moon. So let's see for Capricorn. What do we have here from the Oracle for Capricorn? We have moderation, unity. Kind of felt there was another card. Maybe not. No. Okay, perfect. So we have moderation here, right? With the hummingbirds. Now, the hummingbirds is all about sweetness and beauty and all the kindness things, right? There could come bits of sweetness in small portions, because the hummingbirds are very small, right? So there could come in small portions, but we have here, and that's where I see the moderation here. So, for I could be connecting to people like they have been gone through a lot of situations, especially through pain and struggle and all of that. So it is important that you are kind to yourself, and I feel that's why this sweetness comes in moderation, right? Because it could be too much. Maybe sometimes you went through a lot of stuff, and when something good happens, you're like, oh, this is too good to be true. So if it would come in a lot of good ways, you could start kind of stressing out, and your anxiety would just come out like, okay, well, when is this going to end, right? So that's what I say, this moderation. But also we're connecting with the moderation in terms of how you take care of yourself, right? Be like, don't exaggerate on stuff, right? And we could be very strongly connecting with the mindset, right? Focus on the good stuff, focus on what is that you want to achieve, right? Again, this really feels like a lot of suffering. I'm going to say the word suffering because that's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling a lot of suffering in this card, right? Because there's literally just no colors around. Is just white, right? It's like I don't see anything. There's no vision. There's no nothing. So look, be kind to yourself. Be really kind to yourself, and look for help. Look for guidance. Look for friends. Look for new people, for a new community, even if it's necessary, right? Because unity is here, and the unity is here. And look at that. She's holding the globe here, right? The planet Earth. This angel is holding the planet Earth, and it's like embracing it. So there's people out there in different countries, in different places, that they want to embrace you and they want to nurture you. Maybe you could be connecting to people, they went through similar situations. No one will tell you the same, because no one goes through the same situation, right? No one shares the same emotion. It doesn't matter how close they are or anything like that. But it's coming very strong. Like someone wants to nurture you. They're angels. They want to grab you. So open up to that, right? Ask for help. You know, angels can only help you if you ask for help. They will not just intervene in your life, right? So you need to give permission, and you need to ask for guidance, for help, for, to bring the right people to your current situation, and all of that beautiful things. Okay, because look at that, it's beautiful because you come from this white, like there's nothing around, to the immense, beautiful, infinite possibilities, right? So Capricorn, strength, yes. Nine of Cups. There's people here that recognize you for who you are. Maybe you're not even looking at that. Maybe you're just focusing on, there's nothing here for me. Seven of Wands, Queen of Wands. So what else here? And the Nine of Pentacles. Now you do have two cards. They are very, very positive. Three of Cups, three cards positive. So maybe the new community that it wants to come up, the new people, the new situations that want to come up into your life, they are all here, right? We do start on the tarot with the Strength card. So this is about the mindset. When we're talking about the mindset, focusing on where you're going, where you want to go, all the things you have achieved so far, right? We do have the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups here does talk about the recognition, all the beautiful things that have been happening in your life, but some way, somehow, you're just focusing on, oh, I need to step away from this. I need to defend myself. I need to justify myself. No, no, no. It's time to let go of that, right? It's time to start saying no to people. It's time to own your own power, right? Queen of Wands, she doesn't wait for anyone to do anything for her. She does it herself, right? Normally, the element here associated with the wands is the salamander, the protective of the fire. But here she has a black cat because she's fearless. She can do anything and she knows she will get it, right? Just like Capricorn. They work because they know they're going to get it, right? So when are you going to just open up to receive? We're definitely talking here about opening up to receive, right? Because look at these two cards, they're ready to receive, right? They're not going anywhere. It even feels like he's full of trophies here. She's just opening up, right? Grabbing that wand and the sunflower. So sunflower can also be very important to you, right? Resonating with you, but it's also regarding the sun, right? The sunflower follows the sun, follows the power, right? Follows the heat. So you need to follow the heat and not the cold. That could be for some of you. So that's the message I have for you, Capricorn. Thank you so much. And we move on to Aquarius. Hi, Aquarius. How are you? Thank you so much for being here, for showing up. This is your new moon in Gemini. So let's see what is going on for You do check first your ascendant rising sign and then the sun and then the moon so you understand the energies around you. So, okay, I might have to take cards here because they're very hard to get out. So, what cards want? Okay, Aquarius, we have shift, great. We have fortitude, okay. You're building a fortitude here as you shift. Now, it's interesting because they have similar colors there. Okay. So we have shift first here with this card, very, very abundant in purple. So this could be connected to your third eye, your crown chakra, your intuition, your divinity, all of that, right? But this one talks to me about shift, right? It's about the shift. So I could be talking to Aquarius here. You're already going through the shift. You're already going through some sort of situation here that is coming up and it's opening up for you, right? At the same time, we have this fortitude here, right? And look at the all the spiritual animals and all of that. Now, this fortitude can actually be you connecting with your divinity, like we're talking about the colors here. But we're also talking about you being protected by your spiritual animals. I could be talking to shamans. I could be talking to people they have been working with shamanic healing, plant medicines and all of that kind of things here, right? Or you are a shaman, right? And you connect and you just discovered. Maybe I could be talking to people they just discovered. They have ancestral um, blood regarding shamans. So you understand why you're always connected with this type of animals. You connect with the tarot, you connect with higher forces, you connect with the plants, you connect with the trees, you can feel the heartbeat of a tree, right? You understand, um, you bless and nurture Mother Earth. So there's a lot of this energy. It's very strong for Aquarius. So you are understanding yourself more. This is so beautiful. And it's not just about one energy, it's the two. I have divine masculine and feminine here, right? I have both energies here. And it's interesting because there's a woman and there's a man. So again, it's the two energies are here, right? It's about the giving and receiving. So we have the Wheel of Fortune. We're talking about a new shift here, a big shift, right? We just, the card literally says shift. We have the Seven of Cups. So there could be a lot of situations here coming up. Wow. Queen of Swords, King of Pentacles, the Tower, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. So we have two queens. We have the grounding couple here, King and Queen of Pentacles. So there's all about a lot of stability is coming up. And this could be where you didn't have a lot of stability, and suddenly with your shift, with your mindset, and it's not just a mindset, I feel it's the body. I feel it's how you embrace yourself now, how you behave, how you talk, right? How you pose. Something very interesting here, right? Because the Wheel of Fortune is here, and what happens? You allow everything to happen, and you stand flexible to the ebbs and flows of life, to the seasons, right? Seven of Cups here just before the Queen of Swords. So it's giving me the sense of I am working through a couple of things so that I can be the most rational possible. It makes a lot of sense because you are air and this is air as well. We do have the King of Pentacles and the Tower. So this could be you breaking free from old habits, old things, right? You're raising, I'm talking to people here that they are shifting their um, position in the world. They could be becoming business owners, entrepreneurs, or if you are already, this could be a shift in terms of growth. Like you grow. I'm not even gonna, I don't even feel I'm exaggerating when I say you could become famous. You could have a lot of new clients overnight, right? Because you've been planting something and you're embracing what you planted. It's not just about planting something, it's just about embracing that shift again comes up and you are protected. You know that the more connected to spirit you are, the more attractive you are to lower forces. So you reinforce your protection, you reinforce that part of you as well, right? So that's an absolutely beautiful reading for Aquarius. So I'll leave you there. Thank you so much, guys. And we move on to Pisces. Hi, Pisces. How are you? Thank you so much for being here, for showing up. This is your new moon in Gemini. So let's see what comes up for you. Do check, please, your rising ascendant sign first, and then the sun, and then the moon. So let's see for Pisces, what do we have? Renewal, yes. Discernment, and core. Wow, absolutely beautiful. So we have renewal here, starting here with for Pisces. So there's something about a new version of you. Something new is coming up, right? You finally understood something about you, and you finally understood you needed to let go of something so that you can bring this new version of you, right? This new light, this new potential, the true essence that you are, right? Because you had to grow a lot, your resilience and your discernment here, right? Look at her, she's not judging, she's not doing anything, she's just contemplating something because she is using her discernment. She knows that whatever she thinks, how she vibrates, and all of that will attract something. And look at that, she's kind of holding this it's nearly holding the flower. She's really contemplating. Is kind of similar to the one that she has there in her hair as well. So and the heart as well is here, and it's like, it's like she's part of nature and we are part of nature, we are all one, right? So she treats the flowers as she treats her heart, with beauty, with love, with care, with so much delicacy, right? It's absolutely beautiful. And then we have core, because she knows it's going to revert to her. Look at that, because this brings her to the core, to who she really is, to the power of love, to the power of your heart. You know that your heart is the power of everything, right? Love is the power of everything. And the more you love yourself and the more you connect with yourself and the more you allow heart to speak up, the more that you can become, and you can become this super, so powerful version of you. Now look at that, I want to show you something on this card that is absolutely beautiful. So she's grabbing her, it feels like solar plexus in the sacral chakra here, and as she's grabbing that and she's giving a deep breath, because you can see she's giving a deep breath, look at the third eye and the crown, like it's all connected. The heart is the center of everything. So when you connect with your heart to such a deeper level, everything just illuminates. And this all comes from your renewal and from your discernment, from you understanding. Even when people are saying something directed at you, this is not about you, this is about them. So you practice your discernment straight away. Look at that, the end of a cycle here. You understood the lesson, you learned the lesson, and you did it really well. So it's coming to an end. The renewal is there. The hermit, you did your research, right? And it was potentially thanks to this hermit that now you understand that everything is working out for you. Yes, love. You see, we're talking about the heart, we're talking about God, the universe, source, whatever you call it. It's filling up your cup because you are so well connected and you are victorious here. There's something you've been working on. You are victorious, right? And you don't have to hold anymore. You just got to be ready. I feel like, yes, you were coming from hardship, you are being recognized, but be ready to go straight away. Oh, there's no time to waste here. There's no time to waste. What do you mean there's no time to waste? There's no time to waste. Money is waiting. Your financial freedom, your business, your clients, your job, your abundance, your prosperity, everything is coming up for you, okay? Because you did it well. Look at that. The 9 of Pentacles here. Because you did the work. I have to say congratulations, because I see that you did the work so well, Pisces. You went through all this discernment, the renewal. I feel you had to break free and you had to go so deep. When you just wake up one day and you're just in so much pain, you completely surrender. You surrender and you allow things to flow through you. And you cry and you don't know why you're crying, you scream, you journal, you burn whatever you need to burn, and it feels like burning inside. That you go into the core, because a lot of emotions are stuck there for your whole life, and they need to come out, they need to open up so that you understand. And I say this is potentially what happened to you recently, and the fruits are here because it was necessary, so that during this new moon it opens up, the victory comes up, the cycle closes, the money comes, right? The money comes, you guys. I love this. So that's what I have for you, Pisces. Thank you so much for being here. And we move on to Aries. We're nearly at the end. Aries and Taurus. That's all. Hi, Aries. How are you? I hope you're doing absolutely beautiful. So, because it's a new moon in Gemini, do check first and foremost your rising and ascendant sign, and then the sun, and then the moon. So let's see what is coming up for Aries. So we have repetition, brilliance, and center. Oh, center feels like has a mask. Okay, so let's start here with repetition. So, what are you repeating in your life? This new moon is lightening something about you that it's for you to pay attention when it comes to repeating. Are you repeating something in your life that it's time for you to just get rid of something? Look at that. The mask is dropping here, right? And something is being revealed. Maybe your true essence, the true essence of someone, the true essence of a situation is coming up. You need to open your eyes during this new moon in Gemini. You need to open your eyes because something is being revealed to you so that you start a new cycle, right? New moon, new cycle, completely different, with brilliance, centered, right? So that you understand. There's something here that is going to be, I feel it's going to be like so crystal clear that you cannot deny it. You cannot deny it that something is happening. And yes, it could be painful for some people, but is necessary because, like I said, a mask is dropping here with the situation. And you see, animals are running away. So it really feels like it's breaking free. It's an absolute breaking free from something. You're not going to be the same person. I really feel you're not going to be the same person the moment you understand that. Okay. But it's going to help you. It's going to bring you freedom. It's going to bring you brilliance. You're going to understand. This could be, I could be talking to people like someone has been trying to dim your light, has been trying to keep you small in something, has been trying that you're not good enough, you're never going to make it, trying to remain, keep you in a place that is just keeping you small, and you deserve so much better, right? And the center is here as well, so you're going to understand something here. You're going to understand, right? Remember, we're talking about a mask dropping, and I just said, oh, it looks like a mask, right? So it's time that you see everything with your true eyes, because when you see this, it's not even a mask, right? Yeah, it feels like, but you can see her eyes, you can see the soul, right? When you look at the eyes of someone, you connect with their soul. It's a mirror of the soul. So there's something here that you are going to understand, and this could be you showing up to the world, something about you that you have been kept hidden because you were maybe self-judging or self-criticizing, and just assuming that you're never going to be able to move forward. You're never going to be able to do the things that you want to do. You're never going to be able to get the job, get the business, get the relationship, get the community, get the house, whatever it is, right? Whatever it is. So let's just see here with the tarot what else is coming up for Aries. Yes, Queen of Swords, speaking up your truth. Page of Cups, following your passions. Ace of Cups, the Hermit. Wow. What else? The Two of Swords and the Two of Wands, this is about, look at that, the Knight of Wands is here. We're talking about moving, right? Moving house, going to a different house, and all of that kind of stuff. It's coming up very, very strong here. So yes, this is about you speaking up. You're saying something here to someone, right? You speaking the truth about something. And once you say that, there's no holding you back, because I see you going towards the passion, the love, the job, the career, the relationship, whatever it is, right? Because you finally found your light. It was necessary for that to drop so that you could finally be yourself. I feel like some people have been living a lie for such a long time. It kind of felt like it was the reality, but you know it wasn't. But what happened is you close your heart because you didn't want to see. But hey, the new moon is going to enlighten that, and it's going to help you to make a shift, to make a change, and go the distance. Excited for you, Aries. This is great. So thank you so much. And finally, Taurus, how are you doing, guys? Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for showing up. This is your new moon in Gemini. So please check first your ascendant rising sign, and then the sun, and then the moon. So let's get started here and see with the oracle what are the energies for you here. Revision, listen, and dependability. Okay, bottom of the deck we have connection. Never look at the bottom of the deck for all of them, so I believe it's important to you. We have these sea stars as well. They are absolutely beautiful. I love them to see when they're walking in the water. So there could be something very cute coming up here to the surface in you, right? So we have a revision here. So it's time to review something in your life, whether you are not happy. This person kind of feels like he's not very happy with their current situation, right? There's even this, is it a dragon? It kind of feels like. So there's something about revisiting something, revisiting a feeling, a place, something. And this could even be going to the place where maybe you were not happy before, or something, or even you were happy before and it's so different now. Maybe it's not as comfortable right now as it used to be, right? So it's kind of, it helps you to understand that you grew, and life moves forward, and it can be sometimes disappointing for some people because they want to remain in that dreamy life, right? That fairy tale. We also have listen. So it's time to listen to yourself, time to listen to your guides, time to listen to your intuition. All of it all works together, right? Time to listen to your future self and all of that, right? We also have this dependability here, which are two people together. So I could be connecting to people that, they, this is not a codependence thing. Okay, we're talking about two beings working on the same. I could be talking to two people, they have similar soul evolution, soul expansion, and all of that in this lifetime. Okay, you could be connected to this person from previous lifetimes. You have tried to build a relationship in previous lifetimes, and in this one you are finally united, right? And you're working on that. You can actually see they are very connected here. The colors, the hands, the way they are dressed, and the blessing, it feels like even the blessings, the peacock feathers and all of that, it's coming very, very strong, right? And also the flower here, it kind of brings a blessing, right? It feels like a blessing. So if you are in a relationship, I feel like your relationship is blessed. If you are single, there could be something here when it comes to this new moon that it opens up and you understand. You could be connecting with the person and you feel blessed by having that person, right? Because you listen to yourself. Let's get on to the tarot and see for Taurus, what do we have? The Fool, a brand new beginning. Yes, so this new moon brings a lot of new beginnings. Makes sense, new moon, right? New cycle, but it's really good. So we have the Eight of Wands, so could be traveling. Queen of Wands, you making it happen. Ace of Swords, the Eight of Swords, changing the mindset here about something, and the Five of Pentacles. Okay. Remembering that it's not about looking for the answers outside, the answers are right inside of you. Okay. And looking around. There's something here about it's time to look around and not just assuming that what you say it's the whole truth. Okay, change your perspective. I don't even have the Hangman here, but I feel like it's time to look around and to understand that you could get answers from different sources, different resources. This is, you'll be listening to people, this could be your mind, this could be your intuition, like we said before. It could be your intuition, it could be from, at the queue for to buy something, and someone says something through the radio, through something that you're listening on, maybe on the platform or something like that, right? So there's a lot of energy here that it's bringing you a lot of answers. So don't close off to the information that could come from the outside, right? Because sometimes we focus so much on the issue that we don't see the solutions are everywhere. Okay, so that is the reading for you, Taurus. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you, everyone, for showing up, supporting, subscribing, liking, and commenting there. So I hope to see you very, very soon. And from me now, take care.